Video of President Macron and his wife is going viral today, helped along by none other than Russian media and troll farms. I'm going to show that video in just a moment. But first, it's worth noting that Russia's biggest export is misinformation. And that's not hyperbole. They invest millions in infrastructure to begin with. Then they invest millions more in personnel. Russians that manage bots and fill chat rooms, and then putting content producers on the payroll for disseminating Russian talking points. And I know what you're thinking. Is Sean Hannity a Russian troll? Well, if it walks like a duck and whines like a pampered media personality delivering faux outrage, hypocrisy, and Russian talking points, I'll let you be the judge. And it's not like Russian disinformation is a petty annoyance with no consequence. Russian disinformation led to the Brexit vote and then helped elect Donald Trump to office in 2016. The world over, Russia is spreading disinformation to undermine democracy, and it's working. But even undermine democracy sounds a little abstract, so let's make it real. Russia continues its war in Ukraine, and the more it can sideline NATO countries, the better off Russia is. They've already sidelined NATO's biggest country, and any opportunity they can take to minimize another is something they are going to jump at and invest in. Enter Macron, or rather, exit Macron. Macron and his wife are on a state visit to Vietnam. Now, like England, France strives to foster its relationships with its former colonies, especially with regard to trade. Trust me when I say Macron is not hoping to import Vietnamese wine into France, but Vietnam remains a source of cheap goods through its manufacturing infrastructure and low wages. Now, having landed in Vietnam, Macron did what almost everyone does after a long plane trip or during the trip. He got into an argument with his wife. The source of the argument remains unknown, but odds are most likely that his wife refused to acknowledge that Macron was right and she was wrong. I mean, statistically speaking, that's the source of most marital arguments. The problem with the Macron argument is that it occurred after the door to the jet was open and the cameras were rolling. Watch this.
This short video of President Macron and his wife Brigitte pushing his face as they land in Vietnam is going viral and has caught the attention of Russian trolls. Later, Macron appears to offer his arm, but France's First Lady opts to hold the railing instead. The Élysée Palace initially denied anything unusual had happened, calling it a moment of togetherness and playful teasing in a statement. Macron later told journalists he was surprised by the attempts to twist the moment.
There is a video now which opens. We're in the middle of bickering and rather joking with my wife, and I'm surprised by how this becomes a kind of geoplanetary catastrophe.
French officials say the moment will likely feed the mills of conspiracy theorists and Russian trolls. It's already become a target for pro-Russian accounts and Russian state media, who viewed it as a possible opportunity to spread misinformation. And this isn't the first time. Earlier this month, prominent Kremlin officials claimed Macron was using cocaine on a train trip to Kyiv with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. French officials say a crumpled tissue was mistaken for a bag of drugs. Macron's office debunked the rumor with humor, tweeting, "This is a tissue for blowing your nose." Officials say these efforts are part of a wider Kremlin campaign to undermine Europe's steadfast support for Ukraine in the war against Russia.
And now Occupy Democrats has breaking news. Service personnel on the jet have revealed to Le Monde that the shove at Macron came after he said, "I went ahead and ordered dinner for you since I know more about Vietnamese cuisine than you do." So as this report discusses, the video has gone viral and Macron is pretty shocked. And can you blame him? A French married couple getting into a heated argument, that's pretty much the equivalent of making headline news about finding a dog in Marseille that has fleas. The two places this video is not making viral rounds are France and Italy. If the Italians are talking about it at all, I'm sure it's because they're sitting around the cafe saying, "Come, how does he not know the shove is coming? Who would have thought the president of Francia is such an amateur at arguing?" Not that it matters to Russia. They are churning it out for a reason. This was the scene in Ukraine just the other day.
A massive Russian drone and missile attack overnight. It comes just as the two countries prepare for the next phase of their prisoner swap. Huge fireballs were seen above Kyiv, leaving at least 15 people injured, according to Ukrainian police. Reuters is reporting that sirens and explosions blared across the city as air defenses worked to engage incoming missiles. Officials say multiple residential buildings have been hit, while the attack caused a number of fires.
No American president to lead the charge to stand up to Russia. Ukraine is now dependent on France, England, and Germany to do the job. And a viral video like this may not seem like much, but Russia's tactic has always been to flood the zone and just keep chipping away. Just ask all those farmers in red states who are about to lose their shirts whether that strategy works. From Rome, Italy, I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupied Democrats.